Welcome back. I'm Laquanda,
I'm here.
and we're your entrepreneur besties. And today we have a guest. We have Cassandra on, and we're going to get into all the details about her journey. Let's get into it. Cassandra, how did it begin?
Well, I really had a major pain point all my life, to be honest, dealing with feminine wellness issues, so to speak. Had LEAP procedure as early as ninth grade for cancerous cells on my cervix. Always had really bad periods, things like that. So, to be honest, I always dealt with something in my life. And when I ran into something called yoni steaming through just trying to do something for my birthday.
What year
It
was
really
this?
just
How old were you when you ran into Jonestein?
That was 2018.
Okay.
2018, my birthday that year. I went to a place down in Miami called the Sweet Cookie Jar.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually knew the owner through a friend and everything. So I was like, okay, might as well like make it a girls' day, bring the girls, tried it for the first time, and kind of didn't expect anything from it, just to be honest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Had low expectations. Just thought of it as something to do, cute, get some pictures, might feel good a little bit, but I had no idea that it would actually benefit me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I decided to look into it more. At the time, and I'm at 5 years in at this point, I'm transparent, I am vocal, I tell it all. I
Mm-hmm.
started my business with my cousin. She like we're blood cousins, so obviously we deal with some of the same issues too.
Mm-hmm.
So she tried it. We would like, let's do this. Like, let's really start a business together in Tampa. We really started off as wanting to be like, we wanted to be the go-to yoni steamers in Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't many at the time when we started. It was 2020, and it
Okay.
was just like one or two places that were open, and we felt like we could bring something different, a different element to it, a different feel.
Okay.
Um, so we opened this lounge, Pinkbutterfly Bush Steam Lounge,
Yeah.
and it was dark inside. Like we made sure it was like
Ooh, that's
straight
different.
dark with
Mhm.
pink light. All you saw was like pink as in pussy on the wall.
I love it.
And it was just like dark inside, and it
Mhm.
was like a vibe. Had
Okay.
music going, aromatherapy. You have your own little steam stall. You can steam up with three girls, your girlfriends, and things like that. But it was really nice. Have you get your tea, things like that. So really, that's a long story for the beginning of for your question, but that's really how it began. A pain point of mine that I discovered something that actually helped me with
Mhm.
my cramps. My period changed around, like it shortened my days on my period that I actually bleed, things like that. So it's been very beneficial.
Come do it
Yeah.
myself because I've never done it, and yeah, like it
Yeah,
sounds like something I would want to try because
absolutely.
we all can improve in certain areas.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which is
Yeah. And to be honest, it doesn't even have to be something that you're doing to fix something or to like, oh, I got this issue going on. I'll try it. Obviously, it's there for that reason, but you can do it just for relaxation. You can do it like it doesn't, if your cycle is healthy and normal, it won't alter that.
oh,
So you can steam without herbs. You don't even have to use
Mhm.
herbs. You can
it's
just steam.
natural thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
new. I'm
That is
happy you said that because that's the only thing that I was skeptical about. We'll have to talk more about that and get really, you
Yeah.
like at the end of the interview, like really dive in and give us more information on that. But I'm curious, are you still partnered with your cousin or is it a solo journey now?
It is now a solo journey. About 6 months in, my cousin decided she no longer wanted to be a part. And I had to make a decision, because it would have been easy for me to be like, okay, I'm not gonna do it.
right. And just
I don't
give up.
or yeah, it would have been real easy for me to just be like, I can't do this on my own. Like I didn't. This is not the vision. This was not the vision that we
Mhm.
went in with.
Mhm.
And now I'm like, oh shoot. And took a little time, but business was still running. Like I had to decide, like, are you gonna do this by yourself or are you going to stop? And I also had a job too, a 9 to 5. So that was even more reason for me to try to be like, no, I'm not gonna.
Girl, you hitting on some points of why we even having this conversation. So,
Yeah.
like, let's backtrack. First and foremost, this whole segment is about self care, which is why we wanted you here.
Mhm.
Obviously, as women, as mothers, as entrepreneurs, sometimes we neglect ourselves and we experience things like burnout, people get sick, all kinds of things
Yeah.
because they neglect their health and taking care of yourself. So that's also why we wanted you here and to be able to hear your experience, like where you came from, why is your business important to you, and then how are you helping other women like you or not even like you, but also just learning to set that time aside for yourself and do some things that that can help you feel better, whether it is relaxation or actually helping you with an
Yeah.
issue that you have.
Mm-hmm.
So
True.
I'm happy you said that. You literally just hit on like everything that we have been discussing prior
Yeah.
to us having this
Yeah.
conversation. So
Absolutely. I love that. I love that. Thank you for mentioning that. Yeah, because I didn't prepare for anything. I just said, you know what? I'm just gonna come in here and talk to my girls.
that's what this is. We want that. Like I told her, that's also why we chose you. I think it's so important. Like when I'm gonna take from what I'm doing, but in all
To be
actuality,
polished. Everybody wants to be so polished.
yeah,
To be, you know, and like I said, that's growth in myself, growth as an entrepreneur, and ability with just like me and what I stand for. I don't have to be polished, I normally would have probably tried to take my glasses off, put my contacts in, do it up. But I was like, they're gonna get the real because that's really what I'm about. You
we
know what I mean?
appreciate that.
Yes, this is what this space was created for. And
For
then
sure.
another thing is, I think it's a time and place for that. Like when you do your panels and when you go out and network, we have seen you, and we would
We
know
see you
you.
all
Yeah,
polished
we
up, girl.
have. So,
Oh, yes, I love those moments when I love getting dolled up now. I
Me
love
too.
but I do want to go back into talking about your journey when you said you had to take a pause because a lot of people say don't do business with family and friends.
Ooh.
So, how did you navigate it through that? Like when you took that pause, how did you feel? And like, take me through that.
The most unfortunate part I'm gonna say the most unfortunate part about my business is I don't have my cousin anymore.
Oh,
We don't speak. We haven't spoken since 2020.
Ah,
yeah, I couldn't
Um,
come back.
yeah, so that's probably the main thing that I would say is like affected me the most on this journey. And I've learned so much about relationships and the relationships that you have in your life need to support your goals.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be heart wrenching when they don't,
Mm-hmm.
you know? But you gotta navigate through that. You gotta decide what you're choosing. And I knew I had a vision for a future for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I took, in that moment, it was that person's decision to leave. So I felt like, okay, they have a different vision for themselves then.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't take it personal as hard as it was
Yeah.
over time. I had to let it go. But somehow we just haven't been able to make that connection back. And it may happen in the future. You know what I mean? Like,
You
still
have to
open.
close the door.
Mm-hmm. Right. Still my family, we end up at family functions together here and there. And, it's awkwardness, but at least we're able to be in the same room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm going to let God work that out. And I'm going to
And he
continue.
will. in due time. It may not be the time right now, but
I do want to pose a question.
Yeah.
Since this was a negative outcome, if you have the right person, you meet like a good friend, or you see like your cousin or your somebody in your life aligned with you, would you go back into business with them, or you be like, I'm strictly not missing business
with
and
friendships
friendship
or relationships?
I would not.
Okay.
No, I would not.
That
And to
question.
be honest, I actually think, aside from just even having it being a personal person, I think that I don't want to have a business partner. Period. What I would rather is
Hire people.
hiring people to assist me running my business.
He was just saying when you meet a genuine person, after getting to know her, I felt like she was very genuine. And then I also saw her drive with her business. And that made me like sit back like, well, I like the way she's handling that. Then I could see how if we mix the two, how those could come together.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're different people. We have different ways of doing it, in which we are still learning
Yes, we are.
each other. But overall, I feel like the overall vision and the business part aligns so good. So that's what.
That's awesome. I love that. And that's magic right there. That's Black girl magic, and that is okay. And that can definitely. I agree, and I support y'all. You know that.
Yes, we love you, and the energy is always so good. That's why I was like, oh my God, Cassie is gonna come on here. She goes, thank you.
So, Cassandra, catch us up. Where are you at today with your business?
The business looks so different. We no longer have the cute pink spa. We are mobile, so I'm all mobile now. Bay and surrounding areas. I go to the homes or salons or really wherever people want me to go and set up yoni steaming. And I do women's retreats.
I love the layout.
Yes.
Give us more details, though.
Yes. Yes, I love just really connecting with women on a deeper level. And this opportunity to pour into women, really, I get something out of it myself. Like I leave feeling like, well done, Cassandra.
So it sounded like a passion project.
It is. It is. It's like passion combined with my work. Yeah.
Closing up this conversation, we really appreciate you, first and foremost, taking time out of your busy day, your busy schedule, penciling us in. But what do you want to close out and share? Give our new entrepreneurs some tips, some tricks, how to keep it going. How do you avoid burnout, and some things that you do?
Awesome questions. I'll start with a tip for entrepreneurs, whether you're aspiring or whether you're in the journey, in the midst of it. Even if it looks like nothing's happening, something's happening behind the scenes. Social media is not a good gauge of your impact either. Do not look at social media as many people like my post, this many people were affected. You know what I mean? Like, social media is not a gauge of your impact. And